Bloomberg supposedly is reporting that Twitch is considering changes to its partner program. Currently discussed ideas, incentive for more ads, because that's what we need, more ads. New revenue split 70% to 50%. New tier system, no more exclusivity. It's kind of interesting. And changes could come around this summer. So, I am not partner. And if I'm going to be real with you, which I pretty much always have been for the last 8 years, partner is just not something that I think is going to be in the cards anytime soon. And it hasn't been that way for a long time. For me, hitting partner feels like it's one of those win the lottery sort of situations. And I don't even mean thousands of viewers. I just mean enough viewers to get in a partner. That's not even really that astronomical. You just need something like 75 concurrent viewers, and pretty much that's it. Once you've got that amount, you've kind of hit partner status. You're allowed to be a partner at that point. So it's not like I'm shooting for the moon here. However, I don't do a lot of the stuff that needs to be done to acquire a lot of publicity. So being a partner is not really something it's not really something that I've aimed for. It's not really something that has been like a set, positive, in stone goal. My goal has always been to provide something that we all enjoy, something that I can have a lot of fun with and share that fun with chat. And so by prioritizing what I do and what I like to do and what I do with my channel, it just isn't really in the cards right now to get the publicity I need to draw people in and check out the channel. They generally seem to enjoy the content. They like to talk some trash. They watch me play some games. They call me fat and bald, and then, they come back for some more later on. That's usually how it works. I can retain new people pretty good. It's just I can't get new people to show up. They're just not interested, and they don't know I exist. They have no clue my channel exists or that I am streaming. For all those reasons, I'm not really going to be into the partner program probably anytime soon, but always a possibility. And now that possibility is looking kind of interesting because there's a new revenue split. So we're just going to kind of jump around a little bit. This is not really that good, but it's also kind of interesting in the sense that the revenue split that they're talking about may not hit everybody. From my understanding, when you make partner, you have a little bit of an ability to negotiate. I want to say a couple of years ago, it was pretty standard to join the partnership program, and the first thing you would negotiate is try to get 70% of your revenue split. And I've heard mostly successful stories on that. Apparently, Twitch, it's kind of like a courtesy thing where Twitch won't say you can have 70, but they will give you 70 if you ask for it. That's kind of how businesses work. If you don't ask for something, a business won't really, implement it themselves. So I get it. It's part of this negotiation tactic of being a partner. And it kind of adds a little bit of a level to it, a little bit of distinction, a little bit of perhaps there's a little bit more they ask in return too, because they can really look at your channel specifically and say, okay, even though we gave you partner, this is the content you're doing. Can you promise this amount of content? Maybe there's something there too. They can ask something of you in return if you go up to that 70%. But from my understanding, this was a negotiation sort of situation. Now, that was a few years ago. In the last couple of years, I have heard much more often people are just flat out getting and accepting the 50%. 50% is what I get as an affiliate. And it's been what I've always gotten as an affiliate for however long that's been. I think it's been like 4.5, maybe 5 years I've been an affiliate. That is what I get for new subs that are not Prime. So, kind of an interesting thought process here, where it sounds like they want to make it so people just, as a flat rate, is 50% across the board. And so it does kind of beg the question, will this affect people who have set up a personal contract with Twitch to get more of a revenue? Or is this just for everybody? Is it a complete new one? Because it is the default 50% has always been the default for partners, my understanding. So it's always been the default. And then you have to negotiate the 70%. It sounds like perhaps maybe in the last year or two, they've made it more that the 50% is the standard and they're not willing to negotiate the 70. Where this really kind of comes into play, and I think this is where most people are really jumping up and, calling a foul. 70% is most likely all of the famous streamers. So anybody, if you guys remember a long time ago, not even a long time ago, but there was a couple years ago perhaps, there was a leak about who was making how much money strictly through subscriptions on Twitch. And there was a pretty large amount of people up in the couple hundreds that were really making a pretty solid amount of cash. They were making very well. It's like a system where the top 1% really makes a solid living, and then everybody else, it really doesn't. It's not so impressive after like the first 1% or so. Everybody past that, they make a much less than the ones that are way up. There's a very large discrepancy between people way up at the top and then people just like 1 or 2 notches down from the topmost. Those guys, I would like to think those guys are probably safe, probably have their own individual personal contracts that let them do 70%. That's what I am hearing. That's what I've been always under the assumption, is that when you negotiate the 70%, it becomes not a standard Twitch contract, but a personalized contract that it's between you and Twitch as a specific unique partner. So perhaps this isn't that big of a deal. But in the ones that have been new in the last handful of years, I don't know, 2-3 years, something like that maybe, they have already been at 50%, so it sounds like they just want to make it a flat 50. If I'm wrong and this 70% affects everybody, there's already been plenty of people that are partner that are screaming about not wanting to do this anymore. There's a lot of people that will apparently claim to leave the platform if they do this, if they cut 70 down to 50%. And I don't think I blame them, really. I mean, it's a really strange system. It kind of suggests that Twitch is blaming the streamers. They're kind of blaming the streamers for not bringing in more people, for not giving them more entertainment, for not giving them more reason to go through merchandise or pick up like turbo subs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It kind of is suggesting it was. Because it's always been on the streamer to get people. It's always been. The streamer needs to find a way to attract people to their channel on Twitch. And Twitch doesn't do anything to help them unless you are already at the top. If you're already at the top, the Twitch naturally recommends, hey, look at all these very popular streamers. It will always do that. It will always recommend it that way. There's really not been any significant features to help low-tier streamers like myself get noticed by anybody. There really hasn't been. There's been maybe a little bit of opportunity in terms of like, there's like a showcase thing, there's a suggestion bar on the left, but most of the time the suggestion bar is filled with channels that are already doing pretty well because those are the ones that are pretty active. So in that case, I mean, it really seems like they're kind of putting the onus on the creators. Like, well, you guys didn't bring in more people. You guys aren't doing the part, you guys aren't bringing it in, so because of that we're gonna cut your pay down. And like I said, a bunch of people have already mentioned that they don't want to stick around. They would like to vamoose because they don't feel like that 20% drop, it's a pretty significant drop. According to the leak, that's going to be like pretty significant. My suggestions, there isn't anyone lower than 1K viewers right now. Yeah, there you go. It is one of those things where the suggestion thing favors higher views. Every once in a while, I'll get some lower guys on there, but this is the other problem. This is the other problem. In addition to this percentage thing and them kind of blaming the creators, incentives for more ads. This is really tough to read. This is really tough to read. It's not every day you can stream and try and get people. Exactly. Well, that's the thing, A lot of people who discuss building a channel on Twitch, they tell they will generally tell you that you're either going to sit down for a day and stream and generate content for the viewers you already have, or you're going to not do that, but you're going to sit down and spend a great deal of time instead trying to find new viewers to bring to your channel. So it isn't really one of those things where you can, both stream and get people by the virtue of streaming. However it is people do this, I'm not really that familiar. But a lot of the, programs out there that try to teach people how to build a channel on Twitch, they typically say you must separate your time to dedicate towards trying to lure people in, typically through other programs, other platforms. Lure them into your Twitch channel by taking what content you've already made and putting it out on another platform. See if you can get more people to come, visit your channel that way. So you can't even just stream and get new people. You have to actually sacrifice your stream time to get new people. That's generally how it's recommended. So, it's leaving it up to content creators to get more people is seemingly not being well received. It's just when you have to sacrifice your stream time to hang out with the people you already got, I think that's a natural thing. And so this problem kind of kicks in right afterwards, incentive for more ads. This plays into the problem in that there are already way more ads on Twitch than there is anywhere else. There is no other platform that invades us with ads as deeply as Twitch. Twitch already has an ad for when you click on a stream. It has a random ad at some point in the stream itself, usually pretty early. If you're on mobile, it seems like you get double the ads. And there's an option to kind of enable it so that an ad happens at the streamer's manual input. And the streamer has to put like 10 to 12 ads, all of which are like 30 seconds to a minute long. And they have to do that in order to lessen the random ads that pop out on stream. Yeah, there's a ton of ads, especially on PC. I've noticed a lot on mobile. I think the mobile app is probably more invasive, but honestly, they're both the same. If you don't use an ad blocker, you're probably talking the same. Yeah, if you don't use mobile much, but there's more than that. There is. It's pretty crazy. The idea here, though, this is kind of telling that they want to add more ads to the experience. It's kind of telling in terms of what they're thinking about, and it really seems to point in the direction of the content creators are not bringing in enough people. And so we need to tax the people who are currently here with more ads. That's what a lot of people's takeaway. What's up, Hot Sauce? I watch a few ASMR channels, and the moment a streamer runs the ad breaks, the one with 3+ ads back, I bounce. Yeah, you're out of there. The thing about ads is what we were talking about earlier about the whole like trying to gather people to view your stream, right? Because if you want to be a partner and you want to deal with this new revenue split for partners, you need the people, right? And if the onus is on the channel creator to get those people, if you throw more ads at those new people, they're gonna leave. Those new people will leave. And they're already leaving because new people, if you click on any new stream anywhere, whether they are an affiliate, a partner, or none of those things, you will get an ad, a pre-roll ad. And it's going to last quite possibly a couple of minutes. It's going to last like 3 or 4 minutes. If you are lucky, you get a 30-second ad. If you are lucky, you click on a stream. Let's say you're watching me, right? And I'm facing someone in a fighting game. The other guy's the streamer. And you're like, oh, cool. I can see the other guy's perspective and see what he's saying. You go to click on that dude's channel. You get a 30-second ad. Now, are you going to want to sit there and go through that 30-second ad or not? Like, I'm not going to want to sit through 30 seconds just to see this guy for a moment. I'm not down for that. If some dude was on YouTube and he was streaming on Twitch, I wouldn't want to have to go to Twitch, see him live, and then get another 30 seconds of an ad trying to watch him, right? Because then I'm just going to go over to a different stream and then I'm going to try and like watch that stream, and I'm going to get another ad. I can't tell you how many times I've clicked on a stream wanting to watch it and check out the guy, but then the ad is like 2 minutes long and I don't want to sit there, and so I go to a different place and I get another ad, and then I try to go back to the previous stream where I had that earlier ad. I get another ad for that because I didn't watch the whole 2 minutes of the first ad. It's unbelievable. It's an adpocalypse out here. It's like the fucking NFL. You know, they're trying to shove as many ads as humanly possible, and it's gotten to a point where if you are a new person to a new stream, you are not going to stick around and watch it. Ergo, if the incentive is if the onus is on the creator to get new people on the platform, but you are paying them 20% less, and you are trying to force more ads on those people, I don't think you have a winning combination. Yeah, if it ruins the stream, you miss parts. There's some ad technology there too, where it's like the ad can like be pushed down at the bottom and stuff. You have a good one, hot sauce. The ad is like pushed down into like a banner or something, and so you could still see your video, but an ad runs as like a banner or something. I haven't seen that myself. I've seen some weird variations where like the channel I'm watching goes up in the upper right corner, and then a main ad pops up here. That isn't so bad. I wish that ad was the small one and my stream was the big one so that I could still see what's happening in my stream while the ad plays in the upper right. That would be fine. I wouldn't see a problem with that. You can even have the sound muted or have it play over. Like, that stuff would be acceptable because at least I can consume my content at the same time I'm consuming the ad. I don't think I ever see that happen, though. I haven't seen it happen on my mobile or on PC. I haven't seen it happen regularly in, like, years. It minimizes and you get the banner. I haven't gotten that. I use Chrome mostly, and I just haven't gotten that. I think that's a very fair technology, but for whatever reason, they don't utilize it. I just don't see it, and it doesn't seem to get utilized. 90% of the ads I get completely block up the whole stream. And if that shit were to happen in the middle of a tournament, you can believe that would be really frustrating. So it's kind of like these two things are working. They're blaming the creator, and then they're just going to make it even harder for the creator to do their job, supposedly. You know, but you don't even... We could even argue that it's not a creator's job to get new people. You can even argue that. You can argue that it's Twitch responsibility to allow more visibility to everybody. You could argue it. It would be a bit hard to argue because, you know, financially, business speaking, money speaks. You know, the money is where it's at, so naturally they're going to want to promote the ones that are making a lot of money. But you could definitely improve the infrastructure to the point where the little guys start to contribute more to the overall big picture. And it feels like they were doing that for a while, but none of those decisions seems to have really culminated in success, because there is something I want to say that is not on this list. Twitch is still not profitable. It hasn't hit that point yet. It supposedly in 2019, it got really close. And I want to say maybe in 2020 or 21 last year, it also got close due to the pandemic. The problem is the pandemic had double effect. More people were streaming than ever, but more people were also watching than ever. So it really was kind of fucked up, right? The metrics really boosted up in all fields thanks to the pandemic. And now that the pandemic has kind of been dying off, or at least there's like a new variant now that people are worried about, but you know, mask mandates aren't around and stuff like that, it seems like it's back on the way down in terms of people interacting on it, but there's more content creators than there are viewers at this point. There's too many chiefs in the kitchen, you know, too many chiefs in the kitchen. I think I fucked that up. But you get what I'm saying. There's too many people that are streaming, and not enough people are interested in watching those streams. The few times you get people that are interested, they get hit with fucking rolls out the ass, and it kills anybody's enjoyment. They're not going to give anybody a shot. I can't tell you how many times I clicked on streams and then just fucking said, fuck it, I'm not going to watch this shit, you know? Or I go through the opening ad just to get another ad 5 minutes later. I'm like, I'm not going to do